There's something unique about New Year's that tends to inspire us. I think it's part of this idea that, if you have a fresh calendar, maybe you have a fresh start, a new perspective, new actions, new results, maybe a chance for a new victory in your life. So it feels like the new year, we can almost reinvent ourselves. It's kind of like new year, new you, new year, new life. But in truth, the calendar is arbitrary. And that's why so many people participate in New Year's resolutions and they get horrible results. It's because there's something inside of us that wants to make things better. We want to be better as people. We want to become more, do more, share more, create more, give more. But it's not quite what really works for us because we want all these things we think are going to make us happy. We want to grow and contribute. But then what happens is everybody wants a great body, but nobody wants to work out, right? What you got to understand is that progress equals happiness. If you know what you want and you can make consistent progress, you're going to get there. You're going to get to where you really want to be, where that sense of passion and aliveness, the results you want, really do occur. But at the beginning of the year, most people's idea of creating a resolution is, it's time to come up with a resolution. So what am I going to do? And what do they really do? They think, well, I know my soul desires more. I want to expand. I want to grow. I want to improve. I want to change. But this time of year, when people think about changing, they forget that change is automatic. Your body's going to change whether you want it to or not as the years go by. The weather's going to change. Relationships are going to change. The economy is going to change. Everything in life is always changing. You don't have to work on change. Change is automatic. Progress, that's not automatic. Progress is not. So if you want to make real lasting progress in your life, you got to take control of the process within yourself, and it can't just be writing down, a couple of resolutions that say, I'm going to lose 10 pounds or I'm going to work out or whatever the case may be. See, most people, when they make their New Year's resolutions, they don't really understand what it means to resolve. They're just making a wish list. They call it a resolution, but it's just wishes. It's just kind of desires if it all comes together. And when most people call resolutions, they never happen. The majority of people aren't actually resolving anything within themselves. They're just saying, this is what I'd like to do. And so as a result, I'm sure you've read the research, 85% of people have given up their New Year's resolutions by the second week of February, and more than 60 or 70% usually by the second week of January are already off of it. So this year, do yourself a favor. Do me a favor too, as somebody that cares for you. Don't set New Year's resolutions like everybody else. Instead, commit to lasting change. Commit to a vision of something that excites you. How? It's pretty simple. The first step is you got to create a compelling vision of what you really want, a vision about what you're here to create this year, a vision about what's really going to excite you. If you say, well, my New Year's resolution is lose 10 or 20 pounds, that's okay, but it's not very compelling. It needs to be a compelling vision. It needs to be something that you don't have to push to get to. It needs to have something you want so bad it pulls you towards it. Think of it this way. There's two types of motivation. Push, where you're trying to push through and it requires all this effort and energy. And the problem with push motivation is it's so much willpower. And I got a lot of willpower, and I bet you do too, but willpower doesn't last. And then there's pull, where you have something so exciting, so attractive, something you want so bad that it can get you up early and keep you up late and excite you. So instead of, I'm going to lose 10 or 20 pounds this year or this month or this quarter or whatever the case may be, how about I'm going to be in the best shape of my life? I'm going to get shredded. I'm going to get ripped. I'm going to look and feel the best ever of my life. I'm going to stand in front of the mirror and go, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Anything that brings a bigger emotional intensity, a result that would pull you, a result that would excite you. Now, once you got the vision, that's nice, that's exciting. The energy of that alone will get you going, but you have to go to step two, which is you got to come up with a strong enough purpose. You got a compelling vision, but what you need is strong enough reasons why to follow through, especially when the going gets tough, because you know it's going to happen. Whenever you set a huge goal, or even a small goal, obstacles show up. If there weren't obstacles and you just said, this is what I want and it happened, this is what I want and it happened, you'd be bored out of your mind. So one of the biggest things missing for people is they get something that's kind of exciting initially, but then what happens for them is they don't have strong enough reasons, and so when problems or challenges come up, they give up. They go, well, I wanted to have that happen, but it didn't occur. My old teacher, Jim Rohn, used to say, reasons come first, answers come second. If you get a strong enough set of reasons why to do something for your health or your finances, your career, or your body, or whatever it is, your relationship, if you got strong enough reasons, they'll push you during those tough times to keep going and get to the other side where you really want to be. Now, if you know what your compelling vision is and you got really strong reasons, step three is really simple. You need a massive action plan, or what I call a MAP. A massive action plan, MAP. You think about it, it's like, okay, this is what I really want. This is why I want it. Now the journey starts with action. You have to ask yourself, you got to write down, okay, what are all the things that might need to happen for me to close the gap from where I am to where I want to be? What would I need to do? You need to brainstorm or write down any and all the steps you think you might need to take to make that happen. But what are you going to do now? What are you going to do now to get the result? And when you make that list, you'll discover something. You don't have to do everything on the list to get the result. Just figuring out all the things that I might need to do, and then you go through and you look at those things, and what I tend to do is, there's the old 80-20 rule. 20% of your actions are going to get 80% of your results. So if I'm getting crushed on time and I've got a map, massive action plan, just what I'm going to do, I asterisk these 20%, and I know if I do those, I'm going to move the ball forward towards realizing that dream. But otherwise I'll go, oh, I can't get all this done, and then you do nothing. So just a quick review. What do you need to do to turn your dreams into reality? Have a resolution, yes, but make it a real resolution. It's a result you're committed to that excites you. Step one, remember, a compelling vision. What do you truly want? What excites you? It needs to be specific and measurable, and most importantly, it's got to get your energy going. 2, you need strong enough reasons to follow through when the tough situations show up, a purpose that drives you. 3, you need that massive action plan, that map, a core action list that helps you close the gap from where you are, where you want to be, and you need to know the 20% that's going to make most of the progress. And finally, step 4, you need to put rituals in place. They're going to guarantee you act consistently in a way that moves you towards your dream, because otherwise you'll get momentum initially and you'll get off of it. It's like we're creatures of habit. Research shows that 45% of what you and I do is on automatic pilots. It's habit. What you need to do is put the habits in place that are going to make your vision a reality. So once you got the vision, you got the reasons, and you kind of set a new standard of what you're committed to, the standard can only be realized if you have rituals. That's daily little habits that guarantee by doing those little things each day, you're going to get to where you want to go. So if your goal is, I want to lose 30 pounds, and your ritual is get up each morning and start at Starbucks with a mocha smocha, whatever, and a donut, I don't care what your vision is. I don't care all the reasons you got. It ain't going to happen because the rituals, the habits you have in place are getting in the way. Make sense? But if you say my ritual that I'm going to do from now on is I got a trainer here at the house 4 days a week at 7 a.m., Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, I guarantee you're going to get to that goal because you've set rituals in place that virtually guarantee it. So think of it as standards, like new standards, new visions. They set the pace, but rituals are what make it real. And I've devoted 40 years of my life to helping people with tools and strategies to not just change, but to make consistent progress. And I really want to get you right now, set your result, set your vision. What do you desire? What do you want in this 2020 timeframe? What do you want to become? What do you want to do? What do you want to experience? What do you want to contribute? What do you want to give? What do you want to master? And once you have that clarity, you got to immediately take some step towards action. Because one of the most important principles that's helped me succeed in my life, and I've taught it to all my kids, is whenever I make a decision, whenever I set a goal or make an important decision, I never leave the sight of setting that goal without doing something in that moment that commits me to follow through. Because otherwise, here's what happens. You set your goal, you get all excited, everything's ready to go, and then you go home and you got 22 texts in the way, or Slacks, or emails, or a conference call, and you lose momentum, and now you're out of state. And when you're out of state, you won't follow through. But if you do something while you're in state, you call and you book the trainer, or you book that meeting, or you schedule the situation where you're going to have this come to Jesus meeting with someone, you're going to make a change. Whatever changes you need to make, while you're in state, you got to pick 2 things that you do right then that commit you to follow through. If you do that, and you commit to it, and you make it your daily simple ritual, I promise you, you will go from dreaming about stuff to realizing. Think about it. Most people do not realize their dreams. Most people in North America and most European countries, are they fit and healthy and strong, full of energy? No. Most people in America are overweight, 70%. Are most people in a relationship with love and passion where they're out of their mind? Not if they've been around together. Some are, but not most. Most people, are they, earning what they really desire? No. Most people don't, but a few do. And my life's been committed to finding the few who do and finding out what do they do different than everybody else. So what do you want this year to be about? What do you really desire most? What do you want to contribute this year? What's going to be your map? And what are the rituals that are going to make it real? Please, for your benefit, do something right at the end here that gets you going, that gets you some initial momentum. If you take action today, you can get anything changed, but you got to do it while you're in state.
Welcome to the New Year's season of the Tony Robbins podcast. As we start 2020 and you're getting clear on your goals, we're kicking off a season that will help you make progress in the 5 areas of life that many people focus on improving at the start of a new year: health, productivity, finances, relationships, and your career. Subscribe now so you don't miss a single episode.